Hey guys, happy Wednesday, June 12th. Big news in the movie theater industry. Sony Pictures is buying Alamo Drafthouse. I just did an article for you guys in the last week about Alamo Drafthouse, and we have talked about it here on live streams that Alamo Drafthouse secretly had itself up for sale. Alamo Drafthouse being headquartered in Austin, Texas, the 7th largest theater chain in North America. Alamo Drafthouse has 35 locations in 25 metropolitan areas around the United States. Let's go through this article, talk about some of the highlights and what this might mean to the industry. A production company like Sony owning an exhibition company like Alamo Drafthouse is kind of a big deal. And this is the first one that I'm aware of since the Paramount decree sunset in 2020. You guys might remember that we talked about that a couple years ago, that being a law that prevented production companies from owning exhibition companies. But now we have Sony, parent company of movies like Harold and the Purple Crayon, Craven coming up, Wolves, Bad Boys Ride or Die, Ghostbusters Frozen Empire. This production company now has a exhibition company with 35 locations in the United States. What does this move by Sony tell us at a high level? That big companies see the value in investing in the big screen experience. First of all, Alamo Drafthouse is a dine-in movie theater chain, and they also serve alcohol. One thing that is unique about them is there is a little button you can press right there on your seat, and the waiter will come to you during the movie to take an additional food or alcohol or drink order if you need some additional refreshment during the film. Now, we have not been to an Alamo Drafthouse in 3 years since investing in AMC. I like to support the companies that I'm invested in. However, prior to that investment in AMC, Alamo was one of my wife's favorite place to go to for their unique food items. Alamo Drafthouse also hosts a major film festival that draws people from all over the world right here in Austin, Texas every single year. In fact, of all the crappy movies that I've done, it was at Alamo Drafthouse that I was up on the big screen. One of my friends that worked there called me and said, "Tony, we're having the film festival and I just saw you on the big screen." I didn't even know that the film was being shown there. Funny story. And I still don't have a copy of that damn film either. The news article goes on to say that under its new ownership, Alamo will be managed under a newly established division, Sony Pictures Experiences. The company says that this purchase reinforces Sony's long-held commitment to theatrical exhibition and continued initiatives in experiential entertainment. Alamo has quietly been soliciting offers for the past several months, but had struggled to find a buyer. And you guys already knew that if you had been tuning into the live streams here. Alamo's CEO, Michael Kusterman, will remain in his role as the head of Alamo, and he will also head up Sony Pictures Experiences, reporting to Ravi Ahuja, sorry Ravi if I said your name wrong, president and COO of Sony Pictures Entertainment. It goes on to say here that Alamo's Fantastic Fest, which is the film festival, is included in the acquisition by Sony and will continue to be operated annually by Alamo Drafthouse. Alamo Drafthouse started back in the day, back in the 70s, as one screen, one location, and now they serve over 10 million guests annually in 25 major metropolitan areas. And I remember here in Austin back in the day when Alamo first started out thinking, how cool is it to be able to go watch a movie and have a beer? Because that really was a revolutionary concept several decades ago. They did file for Chapter 11 in March of 2021, as did many other movie chains due to the COVID pandemic. Although it does say here in the article that Alamo had an increase in box office revenue of 30% from the previous year, a much more substantial improvement than the 21% increase experienced by the industry at large. Sony Pictures Chairman and CEO Tom Rothman has been one of the movie business's biggest supporters of the theatrical experience. While other production houses are moving to get their movies into streaming, Mr. Rothman has pushed to keep his films in theaters. Thank you, sir. We appreciate that. Financial terms of the deal were not disclosed, and Goldman Sachs acted as the exclusive financial advisor to Alamo Drafthouse in the transaction. This is not Sony's very first foray into owning an exhibition house like Alamo. Some of you might remember back in the 1990s, a theater chain called Lowe's, L-O-W-E-S, not the hardware store. Sony did own Lowe's back in the day, back in the 1990s. NATO, not that NATO, the National Association of Theater Owners, struck a note of cautious optimism following today's announcement. According to spokespeople at NATO, while there are many details to be revealed and better understood, Sony Pictures' announcement of its investment in Alamo Drafthouse underscores one key thing we already know. Theatrical exhibition is an industry worth investing in. I will put a link to this article down in the video description, as well as a link to the video from last week talking about Alamo Drafthouse. Some of their locations actually filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy, and I will provide you guys with updates as they come in, as more news develops on this new deal of Sony purchasing Alamo. Let me know your thoughts down below. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them for me. I'd love to hear from you guys. I am Tony Denaro. Thank you for watching, and I will see ya on the next video.